the main thing that I came to ReOrigin for was because of my severe sensitivity to all things electrical. I was reacting to anything with a current, including 5G, cell phones, routers, but also things like my electric stove, anything that was plugged in. If I was standing next to a power cord, I'd even react to that. On the highway, if I was near an electric car, I'd even react to that. It was just, I was so hypersensitive. It was nuts. Also, on top of that, I had headaches. They were just crushing. At one point, I was hospitalized. I passed out from the pain. They developed when I was 15 after a car accident. And I also had claustrophobia since I was a child. I have mast cell activation, and I think I've had anxiety probably my whole life. And I have epilepsy. I had it as a kid, it went away, and then I redeveloped it again. But that's what I came to ReOrigin with anyway.
Yeah. So how did those many different symptoms affect your everyday life before you came to find us at ReOrigin?
My world has shrunk down into a very tiny little place. I really couldn't get out or go anywhere. I was allergic to pollens. I was reacting to every weather change that happened. And so I could be disabled and in pain and in my bedroom, just stuck on a chair for 5 days out of 7. So I just really wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't able to do much. On a good week, I'd be in pain 2 days. On a bad week, it would be 5 or 6 days, sometimes 7. It just wasn't much, and my world was getting smaller as all the 5G towers were getting put up.
It kind of leads me on to what your hardest days, what did they look like during your illness, like physical, emotional? How did it affect relationships as well?
I have a great family, I gotta say. They were fabulous with their support. For me, it was really scary because it literally felt like my brain was just going to explode. I thought for sure that my head was going to pushing against, it felt like my brain was pushing against my skull. And I was worried about what brain damage it was causing. So I would sit there in my room and just focus on what is happening to my brain. It's good that I've got some smarts left, but what is this doing to me physically? I wouldn't move because moving would make the pain worse. So I just sit there and just stay still.
So that leads me to ask the question of what other therapies or what other treatments did you try before finding ReOrigin, and how did they affect you kind of emotionally and financially as well?
Well, let's see. I've tried every pain pill that's out there, nutritional approach. I've tried every chiropractic or yoga or stretching methodology. I've gone to pain clinics. I've gone to acupuncture. I've tried everything I could think of, like the herbs that the doctors told me to take, the prescriptions, one other program that just didn't work at all for me. And I was just desperate for something because nothing was working. And I was kind of getting to the point where I was thinking, maybe some of this is related to stress. Mm-hmm. Because I'd been under so much stress, especially these last years, because we almost lost our daughter. And right around that time was when I started to get a whole lot worse. And I thought, what other answer could there be? There has to be a connection, some connection. And I'd heard on audiobooks, like The Brain That Changes Itself, I think by Norman Deutsch, about how the brain can heal. So that planted a seed in my head years ago. And I got thinking, if only I could learn how to fix my own brain. But I was like, there's no way I could do that. There's just no way I could do that. But I was like, as time went by, I thought, I wonder if there is a way.
Yeah. All right. So when you were thinking about, I wonder if there is a way, how did you find out about ReOrigin?
Like I said, I had tried one other program before, and I got absolutely nothing out of it. And I got to the point where I was worse. It was just getting worse and worse. So I went on YouTube because I couldn't remember the name of the program. So I think I just typed in brain retraining, and up popped ReOrigin videos. And I started listening to the videos. I started applying, like I was listening to one video, and I was like, that's really helpful. Oh, I got to try that. And I felt a little better. I thought, wow, if I got that much help from one video, that's amazing. I got to listen to another video. So I listened to another video, like another really useful piece of information. It's like, well, it didn't help me feel any better, but I feel more relaxed. Okay, I'm going to listen to more videos. So I just started listening to video after video after video. And I thought, I like the attitude and the openness and the helpful attitude of ReOrigin.
You've already joined with a positive attitude right there. But I want to ask, did you have any hesitations at all during your time when you first joined ReOrigin?
Oh, absolutely. 100%, yeah. One of the first things I did was I joined a momentum group. Every single person got better except me. Like, really? Really? So that was really defeating.
Yeah.
But my coach said, don't give up. Not everyone heals at the same rate, and some people heal slower than others, but you stay consistent. I was like, all right, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I signed up for a second momentum group.
It can be disheartening and frustrating when you're feeling as though you're not making progress, but others are.
Yeah.
But that comparison is the thief of all joy. And as your coach said to you, everyone heals at their own rate and their own pace, and you don't know someone else's story. I'm so proud of you for signing up for another one, because it could have been easy to just give up there and then and think, well, I'm not going to do another one because, I didn't make as much progress as someone else.
The thing was, I seriously thought about quitting, and I thought, but the science makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This makes sense, and I owe it to myself to see this through. So just hang in there, be persistent. The coach in my second momentum group was also a slow healer, and that was what I needed.
Everyone does, like that coach said to you, own pace, own time, can't race. And it is what you've said as well, consistency and repetition really does help. In terms of the when you first started the program, what was there anything that stood out to you?
Well, I'd say two things. The science, three things. The science behind it just made so much sense. It's like, wow. And it was very simple. Like, I can do this. It's a whole lifestyle that you're changing. And then the community is so warm and friendly, funny, fun, encouraging. It was a little strange, I'll be honest. I was like, this is a little odd. I don't know what to make of it. It's just not what I was used to. Now that's my standard.
I love that. Okay, so going back to momentum groups, how did a momentum group support you on your journey throughout your time at ReOrigin?
Oh, it definitely made huge differences with me. It gave me just the community helped me to, like, you're hearing from different people, you're developing friendships. those friendships have stuck through my whole time. Just being in a momentum group helps me personally to stay accountable and keeps me focused. So I knew that for myself, I would need a momentum group. And so I book one for each spring and each fall as a minimum to make sure that I'm getting connected. Especially at first, I couldn't go anywhere.
What is life like for you now, Ruthanne? So what are your kind of biggest wins or changes or breakthroughs that you've had?
I noticed that I was less sensitive to 5G and cell phones. So for me, that's huge. Absolutely huge, because it gives me the ability to be near people. I can be near groups. I'm not 100% recovered, but I can still go out. I can drive more places. I can be around people longer, and I can recover faster now. So it gives me a greater amount of freedom that I've not had since 2021. It just makes me so happy to know that not only am I able to do that, but also that I'm going to recover faster. And that means that I'm finally starting to heal. I have epilepsy. And before ReOrigin, my stress levels were so high that I had to have name brand medication because my body had developed a resistance to all generic medication. When I joined ReOrigin, the first change that I did notice was that after 60 days, my stress levels came down. So I asked my neurologist if he would give me a generic version of my medication, because I figured my stress levels are low enough. Let me see if my body will handle it again. So I started taking the generics. I'm still on them. I've been able to transition back to the generics because of my lower stress levels. It's a complete success.
What message would you share with someone who's just starting or perhaps considering joining ReOrigin?
I would say go through the first 4 weeks and just be consistent and join the community, be active in the community, because that's what's going to help you and keep you consistent, because you can't do it alone. Eventually, those seeds will sprout. The farmer has to continue doing work all the way through till harvest, but the seeds are also doing their little work too. So eventually those seeds sprout in springtime, and then they grow and grow and grow, and then there's harvest. So I see myself in this metaphor as it being springtime, those seeds have just sprouted.
Love that. What a beautiful way to conclude this. Thank you so much for your time, Ruthanne. I really, really appreciate it. And congratulations on your wins.